Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, we've got a fantastic topic lined up. Today, we are looking at something way beyond just, running a few ads. We're talking about the absolute bare-bones survival skills required to keep a business not just alive, but actually thriving. Now, for all you busy small business owners tuning in, I completely get it. It is so easy to treat marketing like this chore you only do when you magically have extra time or a surplus budget. But what if I told you that the way we usually think about promoting ourselves is literally backward? To figure out why, we're going to look at a pretty surprising case study that completely flips the script on what it takes to build lasting trust with your audience.
Think about Guinness for a second. It's been brewed since 1759. It is an instantly recognizable product. Almost everyone has tried it or at the very least seen it at some point in their lives. That super distinctive black stout with the creamy white head, it's a global icon, recognized in over 150 countries. And yet, if you take a walk through Piccadilly in London, hop on a bus, or flip through a magazine, you are basically guaranteed to see a Guinness advertisement. So you've got to wonder, why does a brand with universal recognition, a brand that is actually older than a lot of countries, still spend millions of dollars on marketing every single year?
Section 1. The Guinness Longevity Secret. The answer to that Guinness question actually reveals a fundamental truth about long-term business survival, and it completely contradicts what a lot of entrepreneurs just naturally assume about big, established brands. See, we tend to think that once a brand makes it, they can just kind of coast on their reputation, put it in cruise control. But Guinness, they don't coast. They treat their daily presence as the literal lifeblood of their longevity. 265 years of heritage. That is a staggering number. So here's the crucial takeaway. If a giant like Guinness with literal centuries of history, deep pockets, and total global recognition, if they can't afford to stop promoting themselves, what makes any smaller business think they can just hit pause on their marketing? It's a pretty stark reality check, isn't it? If the heavyweights have to fight every single day to stay visible, we absolutely have to do the same.
Let's move to Section 2, the illusion of permanence.
As business owners, we grind. We work incredibly hard to build an audience. We network. We're posting, emailing, calling. And when we finally get a solid group of customers, it's so tempting to breathe this massive sigh of relief and subconsciously think, awesome, they know who I am now, they'll be here forever. But honestly, that is a really dangerous false belief. We fall right into a trap. In fact, there are 3 very common mistakes that cause businesses to completely vanish. Number 1, assuming audience loyalty is permanent. Number 2, stopping marketing just to save a quick buck. And number 3, relying entirely on past referrals. Bruce Springsteen, the boss himself, actually nailed this perfectly. He said, getting an audience is hard. Sustaining an audience is hard. It demands a consistency of thought, of purpose, and of action over a long period of time. He gets something that a lot of business leaders struggle with. Visibility is never, ever permanent. Keeping an audience isn't passive. It demands relentless, consistent action over the long haul. You have to constantly remind the market that you're still here and actively defend your spot in a super competitive landscape.
Let's break this down into a really clear contrast. On one side, we've got the illusion of permanence, this super comforting but totally false idea that visibility is forever. But on the flip side, we have the harsh reality of the modern attention economy. And in today's world, out of sight literally means out of mind. It's not that your audience is actively trying to forget you, right? It's just that they are bombarded with thousands of messages a day. If you step out of the spotlight for even a second, someone else immediately steps right in.
Section 3. The memory fade factor.
So, why exactly does this happen? Well, it's not just about your competitors being hyper-aggressive, it's actually tied to the innate fragility of human memory when it comes to brand recall. In cognitive psychology, there's this concept known as the forgetting curve. Basically, it states that without active reinforcement, even really strong memories start to fade away within a matter of weeks. This is exactly why consistent promotion isn't just some nice-to-have tactic for when you have extra cash, it is literally a survival essential. Every single day you aren't visible, your market's memory of you is actively degrading.
Let's apply this to your own life for a second. Think about your own purchasing habits. When was the absolute last time you thought about that fantastic service provider you used, say, 2 years ago? Maybe it was an incredible web designer or a super knowledgeable consultant. Honestly, unless they've kept up some form of regular contact with you, they have probably completely vanished from the front of your mind. And you can guarantee that their competitors, the ones who actually stayed visible, have successfully moved right into that mental space.
I absolutely love this quote from Henry Ford. It just hits the nail on the head. He said, "Stopping advertising to save money is like stopping your watch to save time." Isn't that brilliant? It perfectly illustrates the clash between short-term cost-cutting and long-term brand building. The metaphor is spot on. Time absolutely does not stop just because you aren't looking at your watch.
And your market definitely does not freeze in place just because you decided to stop communicating. The river just keeps flowing.
Section 4. The momentum principle.
So if human memory fades quickly and the market never stops moving, how do we fix it? Well, the way we combat that forgetting curve is by shifting our focus. We move away from those sporadic, short-term sales tactics, and we pivot toward building long-term, unstoppable momentum through persistent contact. Think of this vivid little analogy. Successful marketing operates exactly like a river cutting through solid rock. It's not the sheer power of one giant isolated splash of water that creates the canyon, right? It is the persistent, continuous contact over time. Every single email, every social media post, every newsletter, it all adds up. It creates a cumulative effect that builds familiarity, deepens trust, and cements that top-of-mind awareness.
Now, let's see how this momentum actually applies to the reality of your prospect list. Imagine you have this meticulously curated list of prospects. The truth is, probably only a tiny handful of them are actively looking to buy right this very second. But here is the real kicker. You cannot identify who those active buyers are just by staring at a spreadsheet of names. Consistent contact is literally the only way to uncover them. Plus, your future clients, the ones who will be ready to buy next month or maybe even next year, they represent your single most valuable asset. Think of them as your callback rota. They are the future survival of your business, but they're only going to remember you when their time finally comes if you've maintained a consistent presence in their world.
Section 5. The modern marketing paradox.
Small business owners face a really unique challenge today. We're all trying to maintain this persistent presence in a digital landscape that is just overwhelmingly noisy. Look at this list of modern promotional channels: social media, email marketing, content creation, video platforms, podcasts. The options are practically endless. Now, to fight this paradox and actually stay top of mind, you can leverage 3 incredibly low-cost ways to maintain a daily presence. 1. Send a brief weekly email newsletter. 2. Post a daily short-form video on social media. Or 3. Spend just 15 minutes a day actively commenting on your prospects' LinkedIn posts. But here is the paradox itself. While it is literally easier than ever to publish a message, this sheer abundance of noise actually makes maintaining a consistent presence even more critical just to cut through the clutter. You have to be there regularly, or you just fade right into the background static. Beth Comstock, the former CMO of General Electric, captured this modern challenge beautifully. She said, "Marketing's job is never done. It's about perpetual motion. We must continue to innovate every day." Now notice how she emphasizes the word innovate. Innovation doesn't mean you just abandon your consistent presence the second things get tough or noisy. It means finding fresh, creative ways to maintain that vital consistency. The smartest businesses out there view marketing as a lifeline that keeps their brand breathing in the collective consciousness, not as some discretionary expense you can just chop when budgets get tight.
Section 6. Your 230-day reality.
Okay, so how do we put all of this together into a supportive, actionable plan? This is where we take all that high-level strategy and bring it down to a tangible, empowering, day-to-day action plan, perfectly tailored for you, the busy business owner. 230. That's the magic number. Every single year, if you take out weekends and holidays, we have roughly 230 working days. That is 230 opportunities to build an aura around what you do. It's 230 distinct chances to generate new opportunities, reach out to that callback rota we talked about, and remind the market that, hey, you exist, you are excellent at what you do, and you're ready to help them. That is your calendar for daily outreach. And to make sure it's actually working, you should track your growth using some really simple progress metrics. Just count the number of daily touchpoints you make, monitor your weekly email open rates, and track the number of warm conversations you generate each month. You don't have to win the whole market in one day. You just have to show up consistently for those 230 days.
So here is the whole thing summarized in one crucial point. In a world where human attention is the absolute scarcest commodity, consistency isn't just a marketing strategy anymore. It is a fundamental survival skill. Look, your brand might not have the 265 years of heritage that Guinness has, but your business deserves that exact same unwavering commitment to consistent promotion. By building and maintaining that momentum, you're making sure your business doesn't just survive today, but actually thrives for years to come.
And that leaves us with one final, deeply important question for you to chew on. You've got the tools, you've got the 230 days, and the market is absolutely out there waiting for what you have to offer. The only question left is, will they remember you're there? Don't let the forgetting curve win. Start building your long-term, persistent presence today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I highly encourage you to pull up your calendar right now, today, and plan out your very next touchpoint. Have a fantastic day.